According to the yogic tradition, all our intake is guided by the Prana Vayu and includes things like food, water, air, but also experiences. So everything that we take in through our senses, through our sensory openings, including our skin. So the intake like food, water, and air has no trouble going where it needs to go, which is into your stomach or into your lungs. But sensory intake might get stuck in our heads. And if it becomes a bit too crowded there, with the thoughts, experiences, sensory intake of all kinds, we can become overwhelmed, anxious, and overloaded in general. So one of the main yogic strategies is to try to direct our Prana Vayu downward toward our belly so that it can meet with Apana Vayu. And then, depending on what we want to do, the energy can either travel up for processing and for distribution, or we can release the energy that we no longer need, or if we have too much of certain kind of energy. So this is something that we will practice today, and this technique is particularly important when you find yourself in situations where you tend to get anxious or unsettled. For example, if you're a nervous flyer and you encounter some turbulence, this is a really good technique to try while you're sitting on the plane. Or if you're sitting in a waiting room, waiting for results of a test or anything like that. Any situations, particularly when you have to sit and wait and progressively become more and more anxious, this technique usually works really well. So this technique is very simple, and it involves taking a slow breath in through your nose and mentally following the air as it enters your body, or imagining it rather, as it enters the nose, expands your chest, expands the bottom part of your ribcage, expands your belly, and this will be the end of the inhalation where the energy reaches your belly. And with the exhalation, as we pull the belly in gradually, we will imagine the energy traveling from your belly, through your legs, through your feet, and down into the ground, providing this sort of a grounding and releasing element. And usually it takes between 6 or 12 breaths, sometimes longer, depending on the intensity of what you're experiencing inside, to feel the effect of the practice. So let's try it together. Make sure that you're sitting in a comfortable seated position of your choice. It's very important for this technique that your feet are placed firmly on the ground. Rest your hands wherever you like and make sure to relax your shoulders. We're going to keep the body upright. We're going to close the eyes. It's usually useful to become aware of kind of what's happening in your body, whether or not your breathing feels shallow or restricted. So take a moment to notice that. And then notice whether your mind feels busy or not. If it feels like there's a lot going on there. And then bring your attention to your nose. And then next time you inhale, imagine the air entering your nose, moving down along your throat, into your chest, into your belly, expanding the belly. And with the next exhalation, as you pull the belly in, imagine that energy traveling from your belly, through your thighs, lower legs, your feet, and down into the ground. And let's continue to breathe like that. So on the inhale, take the air in through your nose and imagine it traveling down toward the belly as the belly expands. And with the next exhalation, take your time. Envision that energy moving from your belly, through your legs, through your feet, into the ground. Continue to breathe like that. And every time you inhale, imagine taking that energy from your busy brain and taking it down with you, with your breath, into your chest and into your belly. And with the exhalation, as you pull your belly in, imagine directing it through your lower body, through your feet, and into the ground, releasing it. Continue to breathe like that, taking the energy from your busy mind on the inhale, taking it toward your belly, and with the exhalation, directing it from your belly through your lower body and down into the ground. And make sure that you finish your exhalation there. Go ahead and take a couple more breaths like that. Using your breath as a vehicle to carry your energy from the busy parts of you and discharging it into the ground with your exhalation. Make sure that you don't tense your shoulders. Stay upright. And notice how you feel just after those few breath cycles. And then slowly open your eyes. So try this breathing technique next time when you feel yourself becoming overwhelmed or anxious or unsettled in any way, and see if it works. I'm Olga Cable, yoga teacher and yoga therapist. Thank you for joining me today.